What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 51, and we start today's episode off with a game against Marseille here at the Stade Velodrome away in France for our third Europa League group stage game. Our record so far is played 2, won none, lost none, and drawn 2. So 2 points from our opening 2 games, which isn't actually that bad for us. You know, a weak squad coming into our first season in European football in Career Mode. That's not too bad, to be honest, but then again, you think those 2 points came against Sturm Graz and Rosenborg, and you know, now we've got to take on Marseille, who are easily the strongest side in the group away from home. You know, you would have really hoped for us to have won at least one of those games, really, if we stand to have any chance of getting out of this group. You know, getting out of the group, you know, top would be fantastic, but right now I'll take second. You know, scraping through, I'll take that, to be honest, because we haven't had the best of starts to our Europa League group. But anyway, the first chance did come to Marseille here. It was Payet who came through, but it was a good save by Nyland to deny him in the 7th minute, and in the 10th minute here, Marseille through again. It's the Ayew brothers that link up here, a lovely 1-2. Eventually he goes through and puts the ball past Nyland, so I'm not sure whether it was Jordan or Ayew, sorry, of course it's going to be Jordan Ayew or Andre Ayew, but I'm not sure which one it was. But the shot came in, it went into the bottom corner, no chance for Nyland, who is of course our cup goalkeeper, and sadly that made it Marseille 1, Millwall 0. And the game was really tense, to be honest, you know, because I think both of these sides, I think we both knew we were the strongest 2 sides, but Marseille, you know, they are the better side. No one's going to deny that, and I felt like I was doing a good job to sort of prevent them from scoring twice, but they had all the chances, really. We barely had any, and in the 74th minute, Marseille came through again. Jack Cork, playing for Marseille here, gives the ball to Gignac, I think it was there. Alex Teixeira finds Payet, then the ball comes through the middle again, out wide to Ayew. I don't think that was a goal scorer. He plays it through to Gignac. He rolls the ball across the face of the goal, and Scott Malone puts the ball into his own net. So Marseille 2, Millwall 0, and a real shame to concede like that as well. I didn't react quick enough. It's my mistake, obviously, and Nyland pushes Malone to the floor to say, for Christ's sake, man, seriously. But yeah, it was my fault, obviously, but that was one of those instances you really wish the AI would help you out and automatically clear the ball, but instead they didn't, and Malone, I didn't react quick enough, my fault, and it's Marseille 2, Millwall 0. We did manage to get ourselves back into the game in the 81st minute though. Junior Stanislas was played through, and he managed to put the ball in to the back of the net. So Marseille 2, Millwall 1, and I couldn't pick up the ball, which was really frustrating. But our last chance fell in the 88th minute when Stanislas, the goal scorer, took on Rod Fanny, went down the left hand side, real good pace from Stanislas, keeps on going, eventually crosses the ball in, and Michael Ngou's volley goes over the bar. It was always going to go over the bar, that volley. It was leaning back, it was a difficult one to control, and it did go over. So still Marseille 2, Millwall 1, and in injury time here, Marseille had a good chance to wrap it off. They kind of just put the ball in the corner. I couldn't get the ball off them, but Valbuena, who came on as a sub, put the ball wide of the post. But the game did finish Marseille 2, Millwall 1, so we do lose for the first time in the Europa League, and it's really looking quite bleak now. You know, we came into this Europa League group thinking it's not that easy, but it couldn't be that tough either. We could have got a tougher group, but you know, 3 games in, 0 wins, 2 draws and a loss. Now I'm starting to get a bit worried. So yeah, very frustrating game that. Marseille are top of the group after 3 games with 7 points. Sturm Graz are in second with 5 points. We're in third with 2, and Rosenborg are in fourth with 1. So yeah, not looking too good as things stand. We need to improve. We haven't won a single European game yet, so we need to improve in the second half of the group, and hopefully we will. You know, I'm not going to say I'm confident we're going to get through. I'm still, you know, quite fearful that we won't, but you know, to be honest, we have to improve. You know, the only way is up, really, and we need to get a win against Sturm Graz or Rosenborg, man. Seriously, especially against Sturm Graz, really, because they're of course in second. But we need to get at least 1 win under our belt as early as possible in that last batch of 3 games. Because otherwise, I mean, if we lose the next game, we might as well just call ourselves out of it right now, because it's just not looking good at the moment. And it is going to be difficult as well, because our squad isn't really that good for European football. But, you know, I still believe it's going to be difficult, but I still do believe we can get through. But, yeah, our task is a lot more difficult than I was hoping. But, anyway, the following game was against Manchester City away at the Etihad Stadium. So the games don't get easier, do they? And it was City who had the first chance of the game in the 11th minute. And sadly, they also had the first goal of the game. John Guidetti, the Swedish striker, rose highest to get on the end of the free kick and put the ball past Alan McGregor to make it City 1, Millwall 0. So not a great start for us at all. And in the 29th minute here, Larsson's corner is met by the head of Liam Trotter, but our captain's header is tipped over the bar by the giant goalkeeper Pantilimon, and I was actually worried as well because I saw Trot was on the floor there and I thought he was injured. But from the other corner, Larson crosses the ball in, and again we win the header, but we don't put the ball into the back of the net. Fabricio wins it and really should have hit the target there, but he didn't, and it was still City 1, Millwall 0. But in the 37th minute we play out from the back. Jack Robinson's onto the ball, gives it to our left winger Brian Carrasco, takes on Michael Richards, beats him for pace. Real good turn by Carrasco there. He also beats James Milner for pace, keeps on going down the left hand side, crosses the ball in towards Danny Ings, but his header just goes wide of the post. So I thought Danny Ings had done enough there, but again we don't manage to hit the target, and it's still City 1, Millwall 0. And on the stroke of half time, Carrasco's onto the ball again. Michael Richards is way too high up the pitch. He gives the ball to Danny Ings. Ings goes down the left hand side, plays the ball through to Brian Carrasco. What a lovely run to sneak through, go 1-on-1. Pantilimon makes a great save. Trot is surely going to head the ball into the back of the net. Sadly no. Pantilimon, all 6'8" of him, dives to the floor and keeps the ball out just before it crosses the line, and the referee then blows for half time. So that just sucks, man. I thought for sure we were going to score there. Carrasco's shot was quite tame, to be honest. It was a good save, but how on earth Trot's header was saved and clawed off the line, I've got no idea. But it was still 1-0 to City, and in the 64th minute City should have extended their lead to 2-0. The captain Yaya Toure was played through, and he really should have hit the target there, 1-on-1 with McGregor, and he puts the ball over the bar. So a bad miss by Yaya Toure. That gave us some belief here despite Pantilimon's fantastic performance. And in the 71st minute we were played through again. Brian Carrasco goes through, shoots, but again Pantilimon makes the save, and Kelvin's cross in, looks for Danny Ings, but the ball goes over his head, and it's still City 1, Millwall 0. So I just thought we weren't going to get the better of the Romanian goalkeeper. It was too difficult of a task for us. But in the 77th minute Leon Trotter's through again, and again Pantilimon makes the save. So I was just sitting there, you know, basically just sort of gripping the controller as strongly as I could because I was just getting so frustrated, and it was still City 1, Millwall 0. But in the 85th minute Kelvin plays the ball through to Danny Ings. He's got the pace to beat Nastasic and Richards, and finally after all of our pressure, after all of our shots, the ball finally ends up in the back of the net. Pantilimon for the first time would have to claw the ball out of his net as the ball was in. The ball goes past him and goes in to make it City 1, Millwall 1 there. Danny Ings with a good finish, and yeah, Pantilimon must have been so frustrated. He thought for sure he was going to keep a clean sheet and win man the match, but thankfully Danny Ings got the goal to make it City 1, Millwall 1, and that was how the game finished. So I mean, to be honest, you know, before the game, if you would have offered me a point and said you'll get a draw in this game, I would have been like, fantastic, that's a great result. But after all of those chances, after all those clear-cut chances as well, I was actually really disappointed we only scored one goal. And to say that, you know, away at the Etihad, I was disappointed only to score one goal is hilarious. But even so, it's true. We had so many chances in that game, and we should have won it, really. City had a couple of good chances. Yaya Toure should have scored for them, but really, we should have won that game with the amount of chances we had. But I guess I'll have to be satisfied with a point, and that's how the game finished, 1-1. But the third and final game was in the Capital One Cup here at the Den, as we took on Reading here at home in the round of 16. And so far, we're doing okay. We've knocked out Everton and we've knocked out AFC Wimbledon on the road to reach the round of 16. Of course, knocking out AFC Wimbledon was always going to happen. But the win against Everton was fantastic. Away from home to win by 2-0 with a weak side was really good. So again, we rest the entire side. It's not a priority for me whatsoever, the Capital One Cup, so if we go out, then we go out. But we do rest the entire side, give the youngsters some play time as well. We had the first chance of the game, the header was saved by the goalkeeper, and then Dongu's header went over the bar, so still 0-0. But in the 33rd minute, how about that for a giant throw out by Nyland? Stanislas heads the ball backwards, and then he beats Chris Baird. Well, he got very lucky there. Baird seemed to miss the ball. He ends up getting around his man as well with a lot of luck, crosses the ball in, and Dongu heads the ball in to the bottom corner. So Millwall 1, Reading 0, and in the 34th minute we were in front in this game and looking to return to winning ways here. So still Millwall 1, Reading 0, and in the 37th minute Ryan Gould is onto the ball here, picks the ball up from inside his own half, of course, fresh from his loan spell at Stade Brest on his comeback game, and how about this for a show of just complete and utter fantastic pace. And then what a wonderful ball to pick out Dongu at the far post as well. It was a perfectly weighted ball, and that's what Ryan Gould offers, man. Even though he's not growing in attributes, which really does frustrate me, he's still got got electric pace and really good passing, and that was fantastic from Gould to make it Millwall 2, Reading 0. And in the 41st minute we should have made it 3-0. Camigliano's first shot was blocked, but it came back to him. He was one-on-one and he could only put the ball in to the side net, and I thought I scored at first there, but sadly I didn't. The ball did go wide of the post, and Camigliano couldn't put the ball past Adam Federici, and it was still Millwall 2, Reading 0. But in the 47th minute here, Scott Malone plays the ball back to Mark Beavers, so we try and control the ball from the back. He gives it to Ibanez Castro, the man on loan from Barcelona, and what a great through ball it is by the young man. He finds Dongu and he puts the ball into the back of the net, so maybe those two played at the Barcelona B side together, but that was a wonderful finish by Dongu after Ibanez Castro, the fake player's lovely through ball, and he found Dongu, and that made it Millwall 3, Reading 0. And that was also Dongu's hat-trick as well, which I think I might be right in thinking that's the first hat-trick of the series. So yeah, there you go. Dongu gets it. It's 3-1 to us, and sorry, 3-0 to us. But Reading did make it 3-1 there. They were played through, and Nyland couldn't keep the ball out. So 3-1. Reading back in the game, but to be honest, that was basically one of their only chances. They didn't play very well, and on his comeback game, Ryan Gould not only gets an assist, but he also gets a goal as well, and it was a header for the little man as well, as he puts the ball into the back of the net. Rare for Ryan Gould to win a header, let alone score it, but that made it Millwall 4, Reading 1, and we were coasting to a comfortable win and booking our place into the next round of the Capital One Cup. And Reading did have a good chance to make it 4-2 here, but Nyland makes a good save as well. I haven't forgot about Nyland, man. Like, I still want to keep him at the club, even if he is going to be a backup goalkeeper for us. I still want to be at the club, and who knows, if McGregor doesn't perform this season and Nyland does in the cup games, maybe he'll return to the #1 spot next year. But the game did finish Millwall 4, Reading 1, so we are through to the next round of the Capital One Cup. That's fantastic. As I said, I'm not that interested, but you know, it's still nice to have a little bit of a cup run. Of course, last year it was a real good side story to have the FA Cup and reach the final as well. So, you know, reaching the final of the Capital One Cup would be lovely. Another return to Wembley, and of course winning it would be great as well, to pick up our first piece of silverware in the series, and also of course winning it would ensure Europa League football next year anyway. But after that, Carrasco says he wants to get in the team more, and I was like, for goodness sake, mate, I love you and everything, but seriously, come on now, I'm not going to play you in the Capital One Cup games. And after that, we also decided to offer contracts to Alan Dunn. I thought I'd offer him a new contract. I know he's terrible, but to be honest, he's been in the club since he was a kid. I don't want to see him go. And also offer a contract to Leal Gutierrez, our scout future star. He deserves a proper contract as well, and I really like the guy, and he's got a big future at Millwall, so I want to tie him down to a long-term contract. And as always, guys, big thank you for watching today's video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please leave a like, because that's much appreciated, and it really does help my channel out. And I will see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.